So here I'm going to show you step-by-step coronectomy of the distal angular impacted lower left 8 and enucleation of the associated cyst. Here I am making the incision, two-sided full thickness mucoperiosteal flap using 15C blade. As you can see, I'm cutting with the belly of the blade down to bone. With my finger is on the external oblique ridge as a landmark, and also stretching the tissue so that cutting can be easy. So this is two-sided full thickness mucoperiosteal flap. I'm using the periosteal elevator to raise the flap. I always start from the relieving incision. I push back. You'll notice that there is lots of scarring, in this case from previous operation. That's why raising the flap is a bit tricky. I'm using the lax retractor or Minnesota retractor to protect the flap. Now I'm making a buccal gutter and actually reducing the height of the bone buccally so that I can visualize the roots. I'm using rose head burr on a surgical straight hand piece with plenty of irrigation. When I use the hand piece, I make sure that the shaft does not touch any patient tissue, as it may cause burn. Once I visualize the furcation, I use the same burr to make a cut just below the cementary enamel junction. I'm using the same burr, the rose head burr, but you can use the Fisher burr. And the idea is to cut deep enough to section all the crown without going too deep lingually, as that can cause damage to the nerve. Once the cut is made, I use the luxator to break the crown off very carefully. Once the crown is broken, I remove the broken part of the crown. I'm using the Cryer's elevators here. I only use Cryers in special occasions. Pick up the crown and then check the cavity, make sure all the crown is gone. I'm smoothing here the enamel spurs and the root surface, again using the same burr. Always make sure there's no enamel left behind. Then I'm curating the socket, removing the cyst, which is most likely a dentigerous cyst associated with the impacted lower left 8. You can see the cystic lining. I'm going to pick it up to send it for histological analysis in formalin. The remainder of the cyst. Just make sure you clean everything. No cystic lesion left behind. Take your time. Make sure you don't cure it blindly, as you may de-roof the ID canal. Irrigate with saline the socket and also underneath the flap. Here I'm putting some hemostatic agent before I close. Here I'm closing using 3-0 Vicryl repeat and a reverse cutting needle. I always close distal to the 7, interrupted suture, surgical knot. You go through the buccal and then you thread it through the lingual, and you pick it up, and this is how I tie it off. I go 2 turns clockwise, hold it from the tip, and then slide. So the knot should be tight enough, but not too tight. And then I go again, just once in the opposite direction, and tie it off again. And a third one for luck, opposite to the last one. I always use 3 throws for Vicryl Rapide to secure it. And then I cut.
And that's how you do it.